It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Butterfly Palace and Rainforest Adventure, Adventure Cave Tours, and Talking Rocks Cavern. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Good morning on Thursday. May the 4th be with you. It's also the National Day of Prayer, which we'll talk about coming up in just a little bit. But we begin with news.
Yeah, Springfield police are now looking for the people driving in a second vehicle that apparently hit and killed the pedestrian on Saturday. Police say they've already arrested the driver of the first vehicle, which was a motorcycle that hit the woman. Now they're looking for a man and woman who were in a red Chevy Cobalt that also hit the woman after the motorcycle driver. Both of them took off, the driver of the motorcycle and the driver of the Cobalt. So they are looking for that second vehicle involved. A church is now approved by the city of Springfield to become a transitional shelter to help move homeless people into independence. The Connecting Grounds has long been utilized as a crisis cold shelter during the winter months. Now that church will be able to house up to 15 people at that location on West Chestnut. They are doing the Lord's work.
Okay.
Indeed.
The Springfield Public School District is changing the way it pays hourly employees. It is ending what's called annualized pay for hourly workers in the district, but some people are not happy with it. A public petition has been started to keep annualized pay. What is annualized pay? Annualized pay for the hourly employees who work 9 or 10 months a year meant that the district would voluntarily hold back some of what the employees earn during each month in order to still deliver checks during the months that the employees did not work. The change means that workers will get the full amount that they earn every month, and then it's on them to save money for themselves for the months that they don't get paid, right? You following that?
I'm following.
The change comes at the urging of auditors from the state and federal governments who say that the district should end annualized pay. So the workers get the same amount of money each way, but one way it's stretched out over 12 months instead of for the 9 or 10 months that they actually are physically doing the work.
Right. I get it.
Right.
All right. Well, today is your day to hear about the future of the Lake Springfield area. If you drive by the old smokestacks that were imploded, you will now just see the decommissioned James River Power Station. But you will also see that the railroad tracks that used to run through that area have been removed. It looks like maybe a trail is forming. Honestly, I have not seen what they eventually want it to look like myself, but I'm excited about it. But they say that area is ready for, quote, new economic development and recreational opportunities. So if you'd like to weigh in or get up to speed with the plans there, the city is hosting a public meeting tonight from 4:30 to 6:30 at the Lake Springfield Boathouse.
Okay. Is that part of it? Do you know, is that the railroad system that goes to Ozark that it could be part of the trail? Or you
The
don't know yet?
Chadwick Flyer Trail is what
Yep.
you're speaking of, sir.
Yep.
They are, I don't think it connects right there. Nope.
Okay.
Well,
Well, yeah, a lot of
is that it? I've seen the Chadwick Flyer one. I don't think it's the one that connects to that one. That one, I believe, connects down by the Veterans Cemetery in Springfield.
Oh, okay. Well, it's cool how they use
No,
old
as the
railroad.
crow flies, it's not that far away. I don't know. Go to the public meeting tonight to look at the renderings, I guess, and even to weigh in, by the way. But yeah, Ethan, you're right, because that's actually not that far apart from each other. The Veterans Cemetery and the old smokestacks.
Yeah, it's cool how they use old railroad track systems to put in trail systems now because it makes sense. It's already been cleared out and it's good flat land.
I'm excited.
Today, as we mentioned, is the National Day of Prayer. Springfield's annual prayer breakfast is happening this morning. Depending on when you're watching this, you could still get there for it, I suppose. This morning at University Plaza Hotel Convention Center. It's put on, of course, by the Council of Churches in Springfield. Keynote speaker this year is former St. Louis Cardinals pitcher Kyle McClellan. It starts at 7 o'clock this morning. So, again, depending on when you're watching this, we are live at 5. So we still have some time to get there. Everyone is invited. You do need a ticket to get in. And Sarah, you'll be speaking at at a different one. Is that right?
No, I'm not the keynote speaker. I am praying specifically for the media. So I'm on the prayer team, if you will. The keynote speaker is Dana Lopez. She's amazing. I spoke at a fundraiser for her actually last year. She runs a horse ranch, like a equine ranch.
Oh, yeah.
That works with foster kids and
Yeah.
not just foster kids, but really kids who need families. And it's a cool thing. I cannot remember the name of course. Dogwood Ranch, that's what it's called. Anyway, so I got to know her there, and she's got an incredible story and journey that led her there. She's the keynote, and then I will be there to pray for the media. So I'm excited about it. And the Ozark one this year is at the OC. So back to the OC. Breakfast starts at 6:30. The event starts at 7.
Okay.
So, the Springfield one's always good too. And get out and support if you're watching this at the crack of dawn, because I looked at their Facebook event and it doesn't look like there's that many people attending. Now, it's very possible, obviously, that people have tickets and didn't click it on Facebook, because I know that is very possible. But I hope that there's a big turnout for prayer, community prayer, nationwide prayer. And it's, of course, the national day. So what you're joining with the saints from all over the country, which is just kind of a cool thought.
Yeah, I was talking with yesterday. I was talking with one of the organizers of the Springfield breakfast. They were talking about how on Facebook it wasn't getting in front of many eyeballs for whatever reason. But so the numbers probably don't show what is accurate for attendance. But I will be there in Springfield. You will be in Ozark, and it'll be a good morning.
Okay, bases covered.
Oh, I you know what I found out? Harry S. Truman started National Day of Prayer, and he started it when he started it. It was on July 4th every year, which really got overshadowed by the whole independence thing. So Reagan, during his presidency, he moved it to the first Tuesday in May. Which happens to be Star Wars Day this year. So it's been there since the 80s when Reagan changed it, and it gets more attention because it's kind of by itself now.
Right. The more you know.
There you go.
The more
history right in front of your eyes.
Right. All right. This is a very interesting story. I'm going to need you to listen closely to this story. U.S. job openings dropped in March, down to 9.6 million from 9.9 million the month prior. But this is the interesting part. Reading an article, and IBM, the company, says that they are planning to pause hiring for jobs that artificial intelligence can do. Like what, Sarah? Like what kind? Well, humans being replaced in positions like human resources, for instance, and other non-customer facing roles. That's interesting. So then, if you read on, it basically says that the analysts are predicting that they could see, this was a quote from one of them, that they could easily see 30% of workers getting replaced by AI and automation over the next 5 years.
Oh, man, that's crazy.
Over the next 5 years, they wouldn't be surprised if there was a 30% reduction, 3 out of 10 people being replaced by AI or automation. And people that, I mean, I'm no HR person, but having worked in a corporate setting for 20 years, I don't see how they don't consider HR irreplaceable. I mean, every employee in the building relies heavily on their HR person. So to say that is not a forward-facing or customer-facing role, that it's what they called a back office function, I'm like, I love HR people.
But they don't exist much anymore. I mean, think about prior places we've worked. A bigger company takes over, and the HR becomes centralized in one location instead of being at the location where you are.
Hmm.
Your branch of whatever company that is, they don't have HR people for you anymore. You can maybe get one on the phone, but you're not going to know who it is. It's at a centralized location. So, I mean, I think that's better than AI doing it. But this AI stuff, I'm just now getting on board with it as far as learning about it and what all it can do. I mean, it could write it can write stuff like quickly. It could write commercials quickly with all the fade up from black, pan of this. I mean, it does it all. It's unbelievable. And here, what I don't get is how if I have it write something, uh, I own that. It doesn't own it. Because I would think if I didn't write that, but they write it and they don't keep the copyright to it. They just give it to you because you're the one who ordered it.
Hmm.
It's an interesting thing, but I just saw the other day, I didn't read the whole article, but I read enough to be a little bit freaked out. The one of the guys from Google who worked on AI and helped create it is resigning to spend his time warning people about the dangers of AI.
Wow.
So that was a little bit disconcerting. I know it can do great things, and it really is incredible. It's mind blowing to see it in action, but it also is scary what could happen.
Right.
So, and Elon Musk is saying we need to pause and get some controls written about it, or else it's going to be the wild, wild west.
Okay, so I just had a show idea. Listen, if we have any listeners out in the audience today who have $1 million and the know-how to build a TV studio, I would love to do a show. Like, so what we're talking about right now could be like a show similar to The View. You and I could be on it. We could interview the Elon Musks of the world, the business people of the world, the computer scientist of the world, and the theologian. Because all of this has to somehow play into what's going to happen during the end times, which is fascinating to me. But I don't know what I don't know. And so we like enter, evangel professor so and so to talk about what this means, like in accordance with scripture, because like in some regard nothing is new under the sun, it just looks different, right? But anyway, doesn't this just make you excited? Are you ready to do a show? Somebody quick, somebody come quickly, help us. um
How much does it pay?
I, I don't know. But I think it would be fascinating to seriously sit down with like a computer scientist and like a theologian at the same table, and they could, because they speak different languages than we do, you know what I mean? But we have a lot to learn and we can ask good questions.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a fascinating discussion for sure. We would all leave there with our minds blown one way or another.
Exactly. So maybe we have a rich listener who's like, "Hey, yeah, I'll pay for a show for you guys to do it. You host it. I'll build the
Yeah,
studio and I'll pay for the time on television.
yeah,
Ready, go."
that'll probably happen. In the
Okay,
meantime, we
I'm
got
ready.
a couple more news stories to do.
My faith is high. All right, here is a fun little story. A teenager from Ozark is getting some state and even national recognition. 14-year-old Aaliyah Ridnour won first place in the state and 25th in the nation for the
Wow.
Junior Duck Stamp Conservation and Design Program and Art Contest.
Okay.
I feel like they're losing people with the title, but that's neither here nor there. She had an oil painting of a cinnamon teal, which is a duck species found in North and South America. And as best of show winner for the state, that's what moved her on to the national level, where she got 25th out of like 15,000 people, by the way, which is
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, that's impressive. Good for her.
I know a woman with the last name Ridenour, and I wonder if this is her daughter. I don't know because I don't really know her kids, but I know she has a lot of kids, and I know that they're good kids, and I know that she's like a professional homeschool mom. So Anyway, Delana is her name, but I wonder if this is her kid. That's really cool. I should have asked her before 5 a.m. That would have been a good time. So anyway, congrats to her.
Yeah. Get ready for some big outdoor, indoor rummage sale this weekend that's happening. The Junior League of Springfield. They do a nice job. They're hosting it at 2574 East Bennett Street. It is on Saturday only. Starts at 7 and it's till 1 p.m. And they close her down when everything's gone. So it's first come, first serve. You might want to get there early if you're into that sort of thing. But a big indoor outdoor rummage sale on East Bennett Street, the Junior League of Springfield putting that on. And then it's also time for Arts Fest this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. It's one of the largest outdoor arts festivals in all of Southwest Missouri, featuring more than 100 artists from across the country, live entertainment, some good food to eat as well. It all happens in the downtown area off East Walnut Street. So there you go. A couple of things to do. We've told you about a couple other things going on earlier this week. You can find out a lot more at aroundtheozarks.com. Click on the calendar there, which really is a great place to get information about what's happening around Springfield every day, not just on weekends, but there's usually more going on the weekends.
Okay. Also, quick forecast for you today. We have scattered showers in the forecast, but during the daytime, it's going to be mostly cloudy with just scattered showers. So hit and miss. And then this evening is when it will pick up a lot more. So be prepared for that. Also, Friday, morning thunderstorms, high of 78. Saturday, mostly sunny skies with a high of 86.
That's warm.
Yep. Same
That's warm.
Sunday, isolated thunderstorms with a high of 85. So temperature is much warmer, but we do have some hit and miss thunderstorms and rain over the next several days.
Okay. All right. One more day and it's the weekend. So enjoy your Thursday. I hope it goes well. And we'll see you back here on Friday.
All right. Go join the National Day of Prayer if it's not already over where you are. All right. Bye.